What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Review Garage. Today on the channel we have the Vertx Long Walks and Vertx Everyday 2.0 tactical utility packs, or waist packs, or chest packs, or fanny packs, whatever you want to call them. They're on the table. We're going to break them down, compare them, kind of see where the strengths and weaknesses are of each bags, and kind of see which one comes out on top at the end, or maybe just kind of which one serves a certain purpose better than the other. So before I get into this video, I do have individual reviews of both these packs up on my channel. So I have a detailed review of the Long Walks and also of the Everyday 2.0 on the channel. So if you're looking for more of a kind of like in-depth, detailed review of each pack and my thoughts kind of on each of these bags, you can go ahead and I'll have the link in the description to each of these videos that are already on my channel. But for this video, I kind of just want to do a side-by-side and kind of give my thoughts on each of these packs. I've had both these now for, I think, like at least 6 months I've had both of these. And so I have a kind of good idea of what I like about each of them and where one might be kind of better than the other. So we'll kind of I will go over some basic specs in the beginning and kind of just show you a quick overview of each pack. And then we'll kind of get into some categories that I think are important in these utility packs and which one comes out on top in each of those categories. And full disclosure, for me, for these packs, again, like I am predominantly using these as concealed carry packs. Like that's why I purchased them, like with that intent in mind. So I'll kind of be going at it from a concealed carry standpoint versus just like kind of like for a traditional utility pack. For me, these were purchased to carry my concealed carry firearm. So we'll go ahead and get right into it with some basic specs kind of each pack. We'll start with the Everyday 2.0 here. This one's going to weigh in right about 0.4 pounds, so right under half a pound. 9 by 9 by 2.5. This is a 100% nylon, water-resistant material, and comes with a 2-liter capacity. And on the Long Walks, very similar measurements. 10 by 5 by 3, also has the 2-liter capacity. This one is slightly heavier at 0.5 pounds and also comes with a water resistant nylon material. So we'll do just a quick little overview here of both these packs so you can see them up close. They both have a standard or the same kind of 3 compartments here. We got our front compartment on the Everyday here, as you can see. Front compartment here with little storage compartments there. I do have a little knife in here. I'll go ahead and take this out for now. We got our main compartment here. Now the Everyday does come with this little lanyard system. It also comes with this little Velcro holster. Also we have a full Velcro back in here so you can attach whatever you want on the inside here, kind of customize this space. And then you also have on your back your final little secret compartment here. Works great for a little phone or whatever small things you might want to toss in this back area. And then on the Long Walks, again, similar concept. We got our front compartment here. This one does not have like the individual spaces on the back where you can put things, but it does have Velcro inserts. You can put, kind of customize this how you might see fit, whatever purpose you're trying to use the pack for. And we got our main compartment here as well. As you can see, full Velcro back in here so you can attach whatever you might want to attach in here. You do in here have these little slots where you can slide little items in here, there, and then you also have these similar back pocket that would go up against your waist or your chest depending on how you're carrying it. So as you can see, both these packs are pretty similar in like design, just general designs. We got our same 3 main compartments. Kind of get you a little side-by-side look at these. You can see very similar size and shape. Looks pretty similar here. All right, so now we're gonna get more into the side-by-side comparison or competition, whatever you want to call it. These are kind of the 7 categories I came up with that I think are kind of important when shopping, a concealed carry bag or a utility pack, whatever you might be using these bags for. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it here. Our first category here is going to be comfort. Again, both these bags are, I would say, they're very comfortable to wear. I might give a slight edge to the Long Walks just because the material just feels a little, it's just like a little lighter, more breathable material that just kind of wears. I just find this one just wears a little like easier on your body. It just kind of feels a little bit more comfortable. And that doesn't mean the Everyday is, uncomfortable to wear, but just the material, it's a little bit like it's a little more of a thicker, like built material that just doesn't, I think this one just feels a little nicer. Like if you're wearing, on your body, it just kind of wears a little bit easier and lighter, I feel like. So I give the comfort a slight edge on the Long Walks. All right, so our next category is going to be the big one if you are using this bag for concealed carry, and that is which one's better at concealed carry. And for me, I think it's like very, very clear the winner is the Everyday 2.0 for concealed carry. There's just a lot of like little features on this bag that make it, in my opinion, a great concealed carry pack. Out of the box, it's just kind of good to go. You got this nice, so you have your rapid access tabs all around here. These are nice, but the big thing is you get this, I forget the exact term they use for this big grab handle tab here, but this makes it so nice to just, if you're carrying it and you want to just, get quick access here, grabbing this, like finding this is so easy to just, whip it open or closed. So this is a really nice feature. Then also on the Everyday, you do get the Velcro holster insert, which I know most people will probably be buying their own, putting their own in, but it is nice having one that comes from the factory, so you're just kind of good to go from day one. And also just the big thing, when you have your firearm in this bag, it still keeps a nice slim, like it stays very slim on the actual pack. So you can have your firearm in here and the bag isn't gonna like pop out and go forward, like pop forward. Whereas like with this material on the Long Walks, you can see like when you have weight in it, it kind of like pushes open really easily. So it becomes like a fatter pack. You don't get that at all with the Everyday. So that's a really nice feature, keeping your pack slim even when your firearm's in there. I like that a lot. And then also I just think like the other nice thing is just it has, I think it just has better like these pocket, in the front pocket, I like having these two individual slots here. It's really nice to put extra mags in here. I found that really nice. Whereas on the Long Walks, you don't actually have individual pockets on this front pocket, or front pouch, I should say. And then another little feature that's really nice on the Everyday for concealed carry is this little Vertx design on the back. It's like a grippy little material, and you wouldn't think it makes that big of a difference, but when you're wearing this, if you have like a, like an Under Armour shirt, shirt that's kind of like a smooth shirt that can kind of, cause some slide, like the pack to slide, this actually grips it really well to where the pack doesn't move. So if it's like up against your chest like this, and you're, trying to get a quick draw with our tab here to open it, this really helps it stay in place. Whereas, on the Long Walks, you just have your traditional standard back here. There's no grip material on this. So this little grip feature here, again, it's a nice little feature. You might not think makes that big of a difference, but it's actually nice. Like it's noticeably, it holds noticeably in place better with this little material on the back there. My other big thing with choosing the Everyday is when I'm carrying a firearm in a bag, I just want to feel super, super confident in the entire build, quality, everything of the pack. I just want to feel like it's very, very solid. Nothing's going to fail. And the biggest complaint I've had, and if you watch my review of the Long Walks, my biggest complaint on this Long Walk pack is going to be the clip on the back, or little clip, buckle, whatever you want to call it. It's just very dainty. again, that's my big complaint in my review of the Long Walks. This clip to me, again, I've had no issues actually with it, like no functional issues, but it just feels like if anything on this pack is ever gonna fail, it's gonna be this. This clip it's just weak. It's a thin plastic. If you look in there, thin plastic. It's just very dainty feeling. And if I'm carrying a firearm, this is the last thing you'd want to fail. And I feel like it's the weakest part on this bag. Here, I'll kind of compare the click here on these two. So you can see it's just, listen to that click there, versus on the Everyday, it just feels like a much better buckle. See, that's like a much more solid sounding clip. It's a deeper clip. Hard to explain it, but this one, I have much more confidence in this buckle, and that's a big thing for me. I don't want any weak points on a pack where I'm carrying a firearm. And again, I've not had any issues with the Long Walks buckle, but I feel like I could in the future. I feel like this could fail at some point. It just doesn't feel very solid. So when choosing for concealed carry, the Everyday, it's just, again, it's super solid all the way around. Everything feels really durable. I don't feel like there's any weak points in this bag, and that's really important to me when carrying a firearm. All right, so our next category, I have kind of like a outdoor use or active wear. If you're like maybe hiking or biking or doing a jog around your neighborhood, whatever it might be. For that, I would say the Long Walks is better. It feels more, again, just wears a little lighter and feels more just like kind of like a traditional pack that you might wear for outdoor use. I think it does a little better job at that. And although they do have the same capacity, like I always feel like I'm able to get more in the Long Walks here. I think it's because of the material. It's like more flexible. So I think you can kind of just stuff more in here. And if I'm going hiking or mountain bike, I do hike and mountain bike, and I just find this one works more this kind of like a traditional utility bag. So for that use, I do prefer the Long Walks to the Everyday. Now the other category for me that's important when choosing a concealed carry pack, now this might not be important to everyone, but is how discreet are the packs? Like which one looks more discreet? And another reason, I guess, why I prefer the Everyday for concealed carry is it just looks a little bit more discreet to me. It's a little more sleek. It has a lower profile. To me, it just looks like a standard little bag. Like there's not like any real dead giveaways on it that make it look like, oh, this is a super tactical bag. I'm carrying a firearm. Like I don't want that in a bag I choose. And I think this just looks very, very sleek. It's really just kind of like a normal little pouch, Whereas I don't think the Long Walks scream super tactical or anything like that, but I think it looks a little bit more, maybe a little bit more of a tactical look to it, I guess. Maybe with the little strap on the front, but just looks a little bit more tactical, I think. And also just, again, just the sleekness. Again, like I said, this just stays so nice and thin when you're wearing it, which is just nice. It's not bulky, not puffy at all. It just has a super sleek, low profile design. It's discreet. I really like that about the Everyday. Next up, we have capacity. I think if you're looking for a bag that you can just stuff more stuff into, I kind of mentioned this earlier, but the Long Walks is going to be better at just kind of jamming stuff in here, throwing stuff in here. I find myself getting more in the Long Walks. Again, the material, you can kind of just stuff more. It's just more loose. You can stuff more. Kind of just get more in here. It's just a little more loose, a little more open. Also, the big thing is on the back, in the back pocket on this one, you can get a lot. I think you get a lot more because this material is just a lot thinner. It kind of opens up more, whereas on the Everyday, on the back, it's really, to keep this sleek kind of low profile it has here, this doesn't really open much. It's really tight here. So you get more stuff in the back on the Long Walks. So if you're looking to just, what bag can give you more to carry, definitely the Long Walks, I think, has a better capacity. Another category I came up with here was kind of everyday use / travel. Like if you're going to be traveling with one of these packs, taking it to, I don't know, a road trip, a business trip, whatever it might be, I kind of find that the everyday bag is better for this. It folds up easier, tucks away better. I mean, it gets like completely flat. You can kind of just, I mean, I fit it like in my glove box in my car, no problem. So that's nice with this bag. Not to say this one you couldn't use, but it's just a little bigger, a little more bulky. And when I know I don't need a ton of space, I just go with this one because it's just going to for everyday use, it's just going to just not take up as much space. And it's kind of just, if I don't need the, extra capacity on the Long Walks, then I'm just going to grab, the everyday. So, and we'll just lay flat in a suitcase better. Not a huge difference, but I do think this one travels better. All right, so finally we have build quality, and I kind of already hit on the build quality. I mean, I do think both these packs overall are built very well. Like Vertx makes really good products overall, but yeah, I mean, I got to give the edge in build quality to the everyday, really because of the buckle. I already kind of went into that, so I'm not going to do my compelling demonstration again on the buckle, but I do think overall the build quality on the everyday, it's just great to me. Again, like I have no complaints build quality on the everyday. So I might only have one complaint on the Long Walks, but that one complaint is going to get a loss here going against the everyday. So again, build quality is good overall on both these bags, but with the buckle, I got to give the edge to the everyday. So that's all the comparisons for the categories on these packs. I think, so let's see, what was it? Comfort was Long Walks, activity, outdoor use was Long Walks, and then capacity was Long Walks. And then for the everyday, this bag won the concealed carry, everyday use travel, the low profile discreet design on it, and then also it won the build quality. So 4-3. So pretty close little competition there. But the everyday 2.0 does kind of come out on top for me. Now, having said that, I do think these are both great packs. I just think they serve kind of completely different purposes. If you're looking for a concealed carry bag, I think it's definitely the everyday. Like I think it's just a purpose-built bag for concealed carry, and I think it's great for that. The Vertx, to me, it's kind of more of a traditional utility pack. I think that's a good way to kind of think of the Vertx Long Walks. It's just more of a utility pack. And one other thing I did forget to mention on the category of active outdoor use, I sided with the Long Walks. I forgot to mention, and then again, this is in my other review of this pack, but really cool thing about this Long Walks pack is in our back compartment here, you have this little buckle system that you can buckle to. If you're out hiking and you have a backpack on, you can strap this, buckle this on your chest between your shoulders and have a really cool chest pack. And I use that all the time for this. This is a really cool feature. I didn't even know about this feature when I bought it. But worth mentioning, again, for outdoor use. And again, it kind of just goes with the whole theme of this pack being a good utility pack. Just another cool little feature. Again, you can strap these buckles in and use it as a chest pack between your shoulders. So you can just grab, from the front when you're out hiking or whatever you might be doing. So that is a really cool feature that I think is definitely needs to be mentioned in this video to give the Long Walks all the credit it deserves. And I don't think I had much else to add on either of these bags. So with that, as always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you liked the video. And as always, be on the lookout for more reviews from the Review Garage.